Welcome to the podcast, Speak to Impact with Kaye Walker. Today, we are going to do a speech evaluation, my favorite thing ever, with Justin Maxwell. And I don't know Justin in real life. We only know each other on Facebook. So I am excited to get to know him better and then evaluate his speech. So, Justin, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Kelly. I'm really excited to be here. I'm grateful for this opportunity to improve my speaking ability and just grateful that this is an opportunity that I think people can learn from, because hearing how other people receive feedback is important evidence on how you can improve your own speech. So I hope this is helpful for other people too.
You know, my first big speaking experience was going to a speaking competition specifically to hear the feedback from the judges to the contestants. So, like personally, part of my journey was very involved in hearing feedback to other people. So I'm glad that you appreciate that, because that's my beginnings, my humble beginnings before I became a professional speaker. So yay.
Very good.
All right. So as I'm sure you know, speaking is the number one fear in the world. So people who become speakers obviously have interesting stories to not be scared of public speaking. So could you just kind of give us a little background on how you ended up becoming a speaker?
Yes. So I used to be a school teacher. I thought I was going to be a school teacher for a long time. I hit a ceiling of fulfillment and I decided to move into other areas and where I am now. At my current firm, we did a sponsorship package at an event. That sponsorship package included a speaking opportunity, and I stood up and facilitated just massive amounts of information. And I didn't have skill, I just did it. But what shocked me was that afterwards, like, people came up to my booth and like started asking questions and inquiring, and I had more activity at the booth then than I had in any other boothing experience I'd ever had previous to that. So I thought, well, I'm not even good at this. I don't know what I'm doing. All my experience just comes because I'm a teacher. Maybe I should improve my speaking ability and make that happen. So I went on a quest to improve that, and it became kind of addicting, and I really enjoyed it, and I got better and better, and I'm in the process of getting better. I'm nowhere near where I'm going to be in the future, but it's something I really enjoy doing now. But it was triggered because it helped drive business. But more importantly, I had the reassurance that my voice can actually resonate with people, which was helpful.
That's awesome. And I feel like being a teacher is kind of like being a speaker already, because you stand up in front of an audience all day, every day, right?
Yes, correct. And that's, I think, I didn't have that triggering event or that thought that you just said until I was learning to speak better. And I was like, I wish teachers realized that they actually are just speakers teaching something. Because if they realized that, they could actually improve and they would resonate better with their students with the way that they delivered something, or how they moved, or how they expressed themselves emotionally, and things would land better. But a lot of teachers don't realize that. And maybe sometime in the future, I'll go back in my life and create a speaker training just for teachers and like help them do this, or partner with someone that can help them educate. Because I think that is a way that students can learn better. It's just because teachers are so, I was one, so I'm going to disparage myself. We get a little bit caught up in what we know and not so much in how we're delivering it. And how we deliver it is far more important than what you know.
Exactly. That's funny. I was a teacher too, for only for like a year, and then I realized I couldn't do it. I didn't have the patience for it. So I did it for about a year. And yeah, it is something that could be so improved by just applying some public speaking skills to giving your lessons. So that's a really good thought. And I've been thinking about that too, ways to help more people with speaking skills. I think doing a training for teachers is genius. All right, well, cool. I am ready to go. Are you ready to go?
Yep, I'm ready.
Do you have any questions?
No, I'm excited to hear what you have to say and looking forward to improving.
Awesome. And you are okay with me stopping and
Yep.
asking you things and saying things in the middle? Okay, cool. All right, then I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get started. I'm excited for this.
At some future date, each and every one of you is going to stop being in business.
Whether that day comes by choice or by force, when that day happens, your wealth will have one of three things happen. It'll continue to rise, it'll become steady, or it'll begin to decrease. The depressing truth for most of you is that when that day happens, your wealth will begin to disappear. To many of you, that might be shocking because you're so good at making money.
Okay, I'm going to pause already. The beginning of a speech and the ending of a speech are the two most powerful points of a speech. And sadly, so many people biff the opening and then biff the landing. And it's it feels like such a waste of time to me. Like you did this great speech and then you opened in a boring or powerless way and then you fizzled off at the end. I love your opening. It is an awesome example of opening with a shocking statement. And I have a list of speech openers and that's on the list. I love it. So I thought that was really good. I might suggest that when you say you'll all be out of business, whatever your first sentence was, that would be a really good place to add a long pause. Because you just shocked them and then give them a pause to think about what you said. Because in their heads, they're going to be going, wait, what? They're going to maybe be a little mad, a little upset, a little triggered, a little shocked, a little curious. So that would be a really good point for a longer pause. And my recommended time is a 3 count. So 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. And that's minimum. If you can go longer, even better. 5 count is really, really good. So I would make a nice, you did have a little pause there, but I would have a longer pause there.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's likely that most of you make more money than 99% of the world population. Despite this, when you stop working, your wealth will begin to vanish. Why? Why is it that someone
That was a good pause when you said why, to let them think about why. That was good.
who's making a generational amount of income has their wealth begin to disappear the second the income stops coming in? I want you to think back with me for a second to the messaging and marketing for
You've obviously been to some speaker training, because when you said, let me take you back, so you went to the past and geographically you moved across the stage to your right, which for the audience represents the past. So you were taught that, right? You didn't
Correct.
just do that naturally.
No, that was taught. Yes.
That'd be genius if you did. Yeah, good job with that. Stage geography is so important, and I love that you did that.
most of the financial industry. The ads that you see, the conversations you have, and the professionals you work with. Perhaps they sound a lot like this. Max out your 401k, or you're basically throwing away free money. Have you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Are you actually wealthy if you're not investing in real estate? Forget everything else. Use a defined benefit plan. You can put hundreds of thousands of dollars into it, and it will save you taxes. Is your portfolio academically sound and globally diversified? Because ours is. Bro, my buddy has a tech startup. It has everything: AI, quantum computing. What's the word? Nonetheless, if you're not investing in it, you're missing out.
I love that you take a step to be each different person's voice, to delineate the stage into this is this person, this is this person, this is this person. Also, there's a really common thing that people do with arm gestures called T-Rex arms, where your elbows are attached to your waist. So you only move from the elbows down. You don't do that. Your elbows are never touching your waist. So that also shows that you have been through some good speaker training, because your arms are out and about and not stuck to your body. It's funny, your little slip up right there. It almost felt like an inside joke, because what is it called? What's it called today? Who knows? There's always some new thing with some stupid, crazy name coming out. So it's almost like you did it on purpose. You didn't though, right?
Did not, no. I lost the last word and I still, I have it scripted, but I can't remember what it is right now. So.
Yeah. It's funny. I mean, I'm saying that it works.
Mhm.
You could weave it in as a joke, because you could slot any funny name into that and it would probably still be a valid sentence.
I like that. I think I can actually do that. I can play with that.
Are you still using the dollar? Boomer move. Bitcoin, my friend, is the future. Inflation proof, it is it. No debt, ever. Put everything into a mutual fund and stop messing around with the fools in life insurance. Stock market, life insurance, my friend, is the no loss provision, tax-free retirement, guaranteed retirement solution for you.
I see an opportunity here for you to step into sales bro personality. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fake, energetic, overly fake, intimate with you like your old friends, and talk really loud and fast. I think that could be a really fun, just like vocal dynamic variety thing for you to add in there, is to step into the role of those crazy sales bros when you're doing that. You get really excited and passionate because it's not you. It's not your natural energy. So it would be really funny and also interesting and a fun way for you to kind of play with the audience a little bit. How would you feel about doing that?
That's feedback I've received before, but I'm definitely working on it because in my mind, like I'm so stoic, I'm so reserved. Like when I do things, like I feel like I'm way bigger than it is. But like as I'm watching this, and like as you're like, I'm not doing much, there's nothing like exuberantly over the top with what I just did right there. So
Right.
I have to go way bigger, and I have to go way bigger than I ever thought I need to go to actually reflect through my stoicism to actually make it a little bit more funny. Because I think you're correct in this bit piece. It's an extraordinary way to get laughter and connection with the audience on
Yeah.
a topic, and through me, who's very usually melancholy and not going to provide that level. But it would really connect with the audience at a high level. So I appreciate you saying that and seeing that as helpful again for me.
Good. And I'm glad that other people have pointed that out. That's good.
What is the message behind all of these messages? What's the focus? Their focus.
Were you asking because you wanted them to answer?
No, but when I do that speech, almost always someone answers, and so I'm trying to figure out because I could get some people to shout out and say yeah, yeah, and then move on. I wasn't expecting people to answer when I performed it here, but I've done it 3 times now, and every time the audience has said something. So
Okay. Are you making note of what they say?
yes, but usually it's the same thing or very similar. Like it's
Okay.
in a different way. They all say it similar but differently. Like the same idea, just say it fairly different, slightly differently.
Yeah. So you might, so because you paused so long, it felt like you wanted them to answer. So I think you should either pause longer for them to actually answer, or don't pause as long and then just immediately say, most of you probably think this, and then say the thing that everybody has yelled out, because
Right.
most of them are thinking it. Or actually just pause and let them answer. So I think you need to pick one or the other and then shorten or lengthen your pause to match, because it felt a little bit confusing, and an audience wants to feel safe with you and they want to feel safe to engage with you. So if they're not really sure what you want, then they're not going to engage at all because they don't want to look stupid.
Right.
People hate to look stupid. So as a speaker, it's really important to give super clear instructions as to how you want them to respond or do something. So I think in this case, I could feel the confusion a little bit. So they probably felt it since they were in the room there with you. Which do you think you'd like to do? Would you rather have them actually answer, or do you want to shorten the pause and give them the answer you always get?
Yeah, I think as I'm thinking about it right now, and I'd want to test this out, but I think I would like to just have them answer because I believe it's a chance to connect with the audience one step further. I'm giving them a carrot that they can engage with me more on, so it's not just me. So I think that is where I'm leaning currently, but I'd need to test it to make sure it didn't get out of control.
Yes. See, that's the way I was leaning too. So I'm glad that's what you want to try. Here's a way for it to not get out of control. If people raise their hand, you can control it that way. But if they all start shouting out rowdily, then you could lose control. So then in that case, I would maybe have them say, okay, let's take one answer from over here, one from over here, and one from the middle. So each section of the room gets one person to answer, and then it feels really safe and structured for them.
Right. I like that.
Okay, awesome.
Is that this is a one-stop solution for creating generational wealth. But which one is right? Which one is wrong? It puts a ton of pressure on you to decide which of these is actually the route I want to go down. Another way to say this is their focus makes you believe that generational wealth is created by where you put your money or what you choose to invest in. But what if it was that hyper-focus that was lulling you to sleep, that was making you believe you were creating generational wealth, when in reality, you were just really, really good at making money? To help answer this, I've created what I call the business owner quadrant.
By the way, that was a really good question. I think that probably would really make them think. And then when you ask a really good question like that, it's also good to lengthen your pause afterwards. You did have a good pause, but I would go a little bit longer because that question is really deep. Give them time to think.
This quadrant is going to enable you to see where you are, both as a business owner and as someone that is creating wealth.
Okay, let's talk about pointing. In general, it's not good, like energetically, for the speaker to point at the audience like that. And you only did it for a second, and then you turned your finger down when you said here. Then it was like, oh, you were kind of bringing everybody in to be here in this point. But if you do have parts where you want to point at the audience, it's good to just put your hand like this. So you're pointing all four fingers like at a whole group. And that way it doesn't feel aggressive or singling out people. Just energetically, that's a good thing to do. Point like this.
In quadrant one, we have owner operator. This is someone that wears every single hat in their business. Everything runs through them. In quadrant two, we have owner operator with employees. This is someone who's still fully and mostly engaged in the operations of the business, but they have a few employees that they can delegate things to. Quadrant three, we have owner leader. This is someone who's moved out of daily operations and into a leader in strategic position. Quadrant four, we have owner investor. This is someone who has deliberately chosen to view their business as an asset inside of their overall portfolio, and they are above the business, not inside it in any manner, shape, or form. When I open this idea up to people, they oftentimes will think, that's how I am as a business owner, which is the correct lens to view it under. But I've found that this is just as applicable to the way that people handle wealth, the way that people handle their taxes, the way that people protect themselves. So you could have someone that technically is an owner investor inside of their business, but they're an owner operator in the way that they handle their wealth. Let me give you an example. Owner operators in the way that they handle wealth try to do absolutely everything by themselves. Hints that you're an owner operator in the way you do wealth. You love the Robinhood app. You love to go buy real estate by yourself. You love to do everything on your own because you don't trust people.
When you're not actively using the slides, I would put the clicker down. I don't know where it was before. It wasn't in your hand before. So I guess maybe just put it back where you took it from.
Yeah, in this situation, it was the stand was off the stage, so I had to go grab it. But I don't like it in my hand because it feels
Yeah.
weird. So
Yeah. Pockets, tables. There's a table behind you, right? You could probably just lay it on the table.
yeah,
We get really, um, we feel more safe sometimes when we have things in our hands when we're on stage. Our clickers kind of become like our pacifiers. Like, I have to hold on to this to be safe. And it doesn't feel like that's what you're doing. It just is now suddenly distracting because it's in your hand when you're
Yeah.
not using it.
Well, and it could just be a subconscious safety, which now I'm not going as big and I'm holding back because I now have something to hold on to. So I appreciate that.
To handle your wealth for you. You don't like assets under management. You don't like giving your money to someone because they can't do it better than you. An owner-operator with employees around taxes would look like this. I have an accountant, I give them everything, I delegate that to them, and they fix it for me. I have no idea if they're doing a good job or not, but they do it for me. If we're truly going to increase the probability that our generational income becomes generational wealth, we have to stop being owner-operators.
I would switch hands on that. So this is income and this is wealth instead of the other way around, because past, future.
I like that. I saw that too.
Or owner-operators with employees, and embrace the owner-investor mindset and behaviors, not just around our business, which is completely important, and we talked about that heavily yesterday, but also embrace it around the way we view wealth, around the way we handle our taxes, and around the way we protect ourselves. To help you visualize this even more, I'm going to give you a demonstration. As you're viewing this demonstration, the reason I'm giving it to you is because there's a probability of success when we do things. Could someone that was an owner-operator in the way they handle their wealth and the way they handle their taxes create generational wealth? Yes. It's not impossible. It can be done. But is the probability of success high? I would say no. And as we go through this, the data supports that. So let me ask a question. I'm going to ask it to Rob. So if Rob had if you were going back to the UK and your plane had a 5% chance of arrival, would you get on that plane? No, you would not get on that plane. But many owner-operators are behaving in a way that gives them a very low or a 5% chance of success. But they get on the plane anyway because they can do it better than anyone else. So I have here a jar full of pebbles. These pebbles represent the business owners in the United States. There's currently right around 33 million business owners in the United States. You are found in one of the 4 jars that I'll bring up here in just a second. This jar represents 75% of those business owners.
I like that you foreshadowed there were going to be more jars, because I'm sure they were wondering, ooh, what's that? So that was a good foreshadowing.
The unique thing about this jar is that these business owners all tend to have a lot of similarities. Even though they come from all different types of industries, there are different types of genders, there are different types of races, there are different types of people, they all tend to behave extremely similarly, not only in the way they handle business, but in the way they handle their wealth. The key features of these people is, number one, none of them will sell their business. Not one of them. Most of them will not have created enough assets outside of their business to replicate their current income to create financial independence when the event of the business exit occurs. Most of them will fail to create generational wealth. In the second category, that's around 24 million business owners. This represents right around 5 million, or 15% of people. The difference between this jar and these business owners is these business owners succeed at selling their business. But the problem is that it's not at the price that they want, it's at the price that the buyer wants. And the vast majority of them will experience a deep sense of regret once they choose to actually step away. Like the business owners here, very few of them will create wealth that replicates their income, and they will live a very middle-class lifestyle when they choose to walk away. In the last two categories, we have about 1.5 million each. Both of these business owners will sell their businesses, and it will be for maximum value. The difference between these two is important, though. To review, never sell, sold but sold with regret, sold at maximum value. This is made up of owner-operators of employees, and owner-leaders. Owner-operators with employees and owner-leaders. Owner-leaders. The problem is that if I interviewed the owner-leader from this jar, and this jar, I would find little to no distinguishable differences between them. The way that this person behaved was exactly the same way that this owner-leader behaved. This one never sold, and this one got maximum value, but there was no way to determine whether I was going to get the maximum value for my company or not sell it at all. So we can't reliably be in these three jars. This is 95% of business owners. And if we're choosing to be like these business owners, we're leaving our wealth to chance. And that's why most business owners fail to create generational wealth, because they've chosen a path that gives them a 5% chance of success. Don't hop on that plane. Choose to shift away from what these people are doing and choose to embrace the owner-investor mindset, not only in your business.
I think right there you should remind them that the plane had a 5% chance of landing instead of just saying, don't get on the plane.
I like that.
But in the way that you handle wealth. It's usually right now when people are like, this is pretty good information, but is this dude ever going to smile? Yesterday, Rob took me over there to do a headshot, and he had to get me to say spaghetti to get my lips to open up to actually crack a smile. So know that I'm not, yes, I'm not a robot, and I actually do enjoy life very, very much, but I just can't do it yet. Someday I will get it to where a smile will just naturally appear on my face.
I love that you addressed the elephant in the room. Why doesn't this guy ever smile? That was really good. I liked it.
So one of the first things that we have to do, because I don't have the time.
You see, now you're pointing with the clicker at the people. We need to get rid of that clicker.
To go over all the different ways owner-investors behave. Rob did an extraordinary job yesterday of giving you a way to think around, how can I become an owner-investor in my business? And what action steps can I start taking to make that happen? I'm going to give you a way that owner-investors today that you can take and start investing like an owner-investor would, in the way they handle your taxes, in the way you handle your wealth management, in the way that you handle your protection. And the truth that you have to embrace if you're going to shift away from doing what everyone else is doing and shift into becoming who you need to be to create the generational wealth that you should be creating with the amount of income that you have, is you have to embrace this. The family office is the gold standard for advising. Most people would tell you the family office is the gold standard for advising because of who the advisors are inside of it. I want you to think differently about it, because I don't think it's the advisors. I think it's the environment that the family office creates that makes the family office environment is what makes the family office the gold standard. So it's not that they have better advisors that are on the table for you. It's that the environment that has been created is what will enable you to actually have the success that family offices have. And that environment is this. They have every financial professional, the accounting team, the wealth management, the protection, and the business, all doing three things over and over again. I call them the 3 C's: communicating, collaborating, consistently. Communicating, collaborating, consistently.
Good job repeating.
That's the environment that makes the family office special. It has nothing to do with the advisors that are in the family office. But the amazing thing about that truth is that even though you can't afford a family office yet, you can copy that. And if you can copy that, you can start to make the results of a family office personal to you. So I'm going to show you how you can create that team environment with your wealth team so that they're communicating, collaborating consistently. So, step 1, you need to embrace the fact that you are the CEO of your wealth journey, of your generational wealth journey. Rich talked about the 3 things that CEOs do. You have to do that for your wealth journey. You need to become the fiduciary of your wealth life. No one else cares about it as much as you do. You have to take that on in your heart, that this matters to me, and it matters a lot.
I like that you're pointing at your heart when you say you have to take this on in your heart.
I would advise that there's 4 to 5 members of this inner circle wealth team, as I would label this. These are the 4 advisors that are going to be communicating, collaborating consistently. I would add a quarterback who makes sure it all happens. Another word you could use for that as a business person is a COO of your wealth team. They're helping you make sure that all those advisors are actually communicating, collaborating consistently.
All right, we're into the teaching part, and I'm looking at the body language of people in the audience. And when you started talking about the quarterback, everybody got their pens out. So they were like, oh, this is important. I need to start taking notes. And then when they showed the audience again, they showed a guy scratching his head. So he was thinking about, it was the right side of his head, so that's future. So he was thinking about future plans. So it's really interesting if you can get a recording of your audience too, to watch all the body language that's happening during different parts of your speech. See what's triggering them, what's engaging them, what's maybe not interesting to them, what is uncomfortable for them. It's a fun thing to do. So if you do ever have footage of your audience, watch that as closely as you watch your own speaking footage.
Yeah, I like that.
So there's a tax team below that. I have a wealth management team, not a wealth management person. I have a protection team, not a protection person. I have a business team, not a business person. So if you want to take it to the next,
That was a really good repetition, and also good stage geography, pointing out the 4 different people. Good job with that. Okay, I'm going to skip forward. Is that okay?
Yep.
The last piece of advice, or last thing I want to imprint on you, is that owner investors don't chase money to chase money. They chase money because it gives them the permission to leave generational impact. Their generational income transforms into generational wealth, which gives them the permission to leave generational impact. Let me just tell you a quick story of how I learned this lesson and then how you can learn it. My great-grandfather was a bomber pilot in World War II. His name was George West. He was as highly of a decorated pilot as you would find during the era. He flew 26 successful missions. A week before D-Day, he was on a bombing mission over Leipzig, Germany. This particular mission, they encountered heavy Nazi resistance. Amongst the fray, tragically, 2 of George's in-plane gunners were killed. The plane was so badly damaged that George, despite all of his past success, all of his knowledge and ability of previous missions, could not get that plane back to Allied airspace. So he initiated emergency exit procedures. So one by one, he helped his navigator, his bombardier, and finally his co-pilot find their way to safety. As George took those final steps to leap out of the plane and follow them, the plane exploded. George West sacrificed himself for his crew, for his country, and for his family. My grandmother was born a month later. She never knew her dad physically. She only knew him by the impact of his actions. If that never happened, my family is completely different. My grandma grew up in poverty. My great-grandmother had no money. But the impact of that choice, of the courage to take action, has rippled through the generations and into my soul. You don't have to sacrifice your life to leave a generational impact. But when you choose to embrace the investor-owner mindset and behaviors, you're going to create a generational amount of money. And if you choose to embrace the fact that I'm not doing this because I want to have the highest net worth possible, but because I want to leave the biggest impact possible, every dollar that you make and keep and turn into wealth becomes and gives you the permission to leave your own generational impact, which will ripple through the generations and into the souls of your children and your great-great-grandchildren and so forth. Shift away from owner-operator and become an owner-investor. I appreciate your time today.
That was such a good story to end with. Oh my gosh. Super inspirational. Ties everything up that you taught them into one final call to action. You know, go be the awesome person that creates this impact. It was really good. I love the ending. Is this speech is part of a longer event?
So I'm a Vistage speaker, and so Vistage, it's like a 3 hour piece, and so I have bits and pieces of 3 hours of content that I shape around when I go and speak at events, depending on what their needs are, what they're looking for from the audience. So I piece things in to meet what they want, the outcome, or what they think is most applicable to who they want to be taught. So.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. So explain how are you hired by them, or are you part of them? Do you work for them? Do they bring you in just as a trainer, or like how's that work?
Or Vistage?
Yeah.
So Vistage, Vistage is, I'll just, because most people don't know what Vistage is. So Vistage is a entrepreneurial organization for businesses that have, usually they're a little more successful, so they're going to be on the $5 million plus revenue range of businesses. And then it's a coaching group. So usually somewhere between 10 to 20 CEOs or founders in the room, and sometimes they'll have CEOs in the room. And it's just an organization where they just come and mastermind together, and like, I'm doing this isn't working. The last few months, the market's not responding to this messaging. What are you guys doing? So it's like a group that they're coming together, but once a month they bring in speakers on every topic imaginable.
Yeah.
So with Vistage, I created a 3 hour presentation or workshop, but I've added, because 45 minutes is more in alignment with what I usually was doing before, but Vistage allowed my depth of, I have a lot more pieces to the table where I can mix and match things together to make the speech pretty much the same format every time, but then add something else depending on what they're looking for. So Vistage, I don't work for Vistage. You get 3 shots. So you go speak at 3 Vistage groups. They like your message, and you get a high enough score. They allow you to be a Vistage speaker, and now you're on their circuit. And then there's chairs over these groups of CEOs,
Yeah.
If they want your message, they'll come hire to come bring and do that message in front of their group.
That's awesome. Okay, that's cool to know. Um, I I like to give really thorough feedback. So is it okay if we talk about what you're wearing?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Um, since these are like successful, wealthy people, I would recommend maybe you get a really nice dress shirt. And I think it's okay to wear jeans on stage, black jeans. I think that's fine. Because you don't want to look like you're super, I don't know, super bougie, right? But I feel like the shirt kind of took away a little bit from your look. And also it was tucked in a little crooked. So your button placket didn't line up with the fly of your jeans. And I really wanted it to, so that some people won't even notice, but some people it will drive them crazy. So then they can't really take you seriously because they're like, can't he tuck in his shirt straight? And I'm sure only maybe nobody even there thought it, but just as a speaker trainer, I have become hyper aware of things that could distract from your message. So I would suggest getting a really nice dress shirt. The blazer's great, the jeans are great. Really nice dress shirt, and then make sure that you tuck it in straight. I know that's silly. Probably, I don't know if people would notice that, but I think take away every obstacle you can from your message as a speaker so that more people receive it more fully into their souls.
Yeah.
So that's why I would tell you that.
Understood. Thank you.
All right. Well, I think you're a great speaker. Your stoicism is, I think it works with your topic because your topic is really serious. And when people have a serious topic like generational wealth and generational impact and your business and your legacy, sometimes it's better to have a really serious speaker because that is a serious topic. So it doesn't bother me that you're pretty stoic. Although I thought it was hilarious when you made the joke about smiling.
Yeah.
And you did smile just the teeniest bit while you were doing it. I thought that was really adorable. Um, I I don't believe you though that when you say someday you might smile, I don't think you will. Were you serious? I think you were joking.
I just never leave anything out to chance. It's just people have always mentioned that to me, and that's always
Yeah.
their usual critique is why don't you smile more? And so
Yeah.
I've always been trying to like improve my ability to just naturally smile. So maybe someday it'll happen, but
Okay. So maybe you were halfway serious. I loved it. Whether you meant it seriously or not, I thought it was such a good way to connect with the audience because I'm sure some of them were thinking, wow, he's really serious. He never smiles. So that was a fun little pull back the curtain moment for you, which is always good to build connection with the audience. All right. Do you have any questions for me now that you've sat and watched it?
um, no, I really liked the feedback on the because I think it matters to get that right because anything that all this matters, like what you said with the dressing and if you're backwards with your hand movements to what the
Yep.
audience is anticipating to be, subconsciously it's throwing like that didn't make sense to me, even though they don't know why it didn't make sense, but it was the hand movement that didn't make
Yeah.
sense. And so you got to keep them in alignment all the way through so that they're not ever having those feelings of something's off. Because if something's off, they're not going to resonate with the message. Now they're not going to take action. So you have to keep it on. So I really appreciated that. And I saw it as well when I did it. So just as more of rehearsing and making sure that I do it the right movement and side at that time. So thank you.
Yeah. And it sounds like you're getting lots of practice, which is awesome.
Yeah, I had a good chunk end of the year where I finished really strong with speeches. So
Good. Um, one last thing I forgot I wanted to talk to you about the jars.
yes.
I I feel like the jars look really from here, they look really smudged and scuffed up.
Yeah, it's because I poured them in and out multiple times, so it's getting worse, if that makes sense.
So I don't know if there's a better solution for that or not. Just something to think about.
Yeah.
Maybe you could do something that looks more high end.
Yeah, I have a few ideas to play with it the next time I do it, so we'll see what happens with it.
Okay.
I'll probably still use the jars, but I'll try and clean them up. But I have another method of trying to deliver that because I just want to make it a visualization versus me just saying it or using a PowerPoint because I don't
Yeah.
think that's as impactful to see it on PowerPoint, to see it in live.
Mhm.
So I'm going to keep playing with it, but it's not there yet. So I appreciate that. But
Well,
I think it needs I think it needs improvement. I've just been testing it out. So
good. I'm glad that you do anything like that at all. I think it's awesome. And yes, it's always better to have a like a physical visual aid than just a slide. So I love that you do that. And I'm glad that you're thinking of different ways to do it. What do you want to tell me any of your ideas and we can brainstorm it for a sec?
yeah, so I want to have like a bigger bowl that holds all of them at once. So all 33 million are in there at once, and then just
Oh,
pour them in one at a time. So now it actually looks like I'm moving them and it becomes a little bit more real. I got the idea from someone. I saw a TED talk of someone pouring, it was fat or water or something. They just kept pouring something in, the water was overflowing. I can't remember their topic, but I remember it really hammered home their point because people
yeah,
could see it, even though they didn't need the visualization, it helped solidify what he was trying to say. And I think
yeah,
it was the movement of I might maybe move it to water or something like I could change
yeah.
water and not do blocks, or I just want to have movement of the blocks, not just have them in jars already and put them into the jars.
What if you did something like have some kind of a filter, a sieve, a colander, and you had 4 different sizes of things? Like the lowest one could be like sand, and then like gravel, and then like small pebbles, and then big rocks maybe. And you pour it through the sieve, and you have 3 different sizes of these. So by the end, I don't know, something like that could just to
Yeah.
maybe to give you an idea. I'm just helping you think of.
I just want them to visualize that I am not a part of, there's a high chance that I'm a part of this huge majority of business owners that aren't going to reach this destination that he's talking about. And I want it to be so impactful that like, I just am a part of this and I can't, like, I have to make a behavior shift and I have to start changing and thinking differently if I want to actually have a higher probability. But I want to have it visually happen. So I'm going to keep playing with it. This is what I've come up with so far.
Yeah, I'm glad you're doing something for it. It's really good. And even this is fine if you just clean up that glass a little
Yeah.
bit, then it works great. I think it's very effective. Um, you've got really excellent articulation. You enunciate your words so well. The way you said important, I was like, yes. Most people get rid of those T's, turn them into D's. So good job.
Mm.
Your voice is really strong. You are so good at eye contact and pausing and stage geography. So I really liked watching your speech. I pre-watched one of them where you had the jars behind you.
Yeah.
You brought them out on a higher table. I watched that one. But yeah, you were really good. I don't have none of my feedback is very urgent because you're already pretty dang good. So hopefully it will just help you tweak it enough to make it amazing because you're already pretty close.
I appreciate that. It's just I think it's important to get the small stuff now. So
Yeah.
the dress stuff and the movement of the hands, and
Yeah.
then just I think I really appreciate your time and doing this with me. It's very helpful.
Good. Thank you. And thank you for coming. I know it can be really vulnerable and embarrassing for people to get critiqued,
Yeah.
in front of the world or however many people watch this. So I really appreciate you being brave to come on and do this and being open to feedback. So yay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Kelly.
So if people wanted to get a hold of you for speaking gigs or for maybe Vistage stuff, I don't know. If people wanted to connect with you, how would they best do that?
Yeah, best way is to use my website, justindmaxwell.com, and you can book me for speaking. I'm also very active on LinkedIn, so that's another easy way to connect with me. I'm active on most of the social sites, so you could technically find me on any of them, but
Mm.
LinkedIn is the one that I have the largest presence and the most activity. So those are the ways that I would recommend.
Awesome. All right, JustinDMaxwell.com.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Kelly.
All right. Everybody, thanks for watching. Connect with Justin if you need a great speaker. I think he would be awesome for your event. And stay tuned for next week. We're doing another speech evaluation. And so hopefully we'll see you again next time. Everybody have a great week. I'll see you later. Bye, Justin. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.